What's up, YouTube? It's Aniki. Obviously, right? And I'm back to do another video for you guys, another vlog for you guys. Anyway, first and for starters, thank you to my new subscribers. I know we're in a different location of the house today. I actually just I just woke up and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Your girl's kind of low key, been on a fast, and by that I mean not necessarily that I'm not eating. I'll cook, but I won't eat the food until maybe a day or two later, and I'll just make smoothies. So, the baby ended up waking up. So I ended up just feeding her. You know, I'm still breastfeeding. And I ended up feeding her, and now she's back to sleep. And I thought about it. I was like, I ended up making some little smothered pork chops. Or pork loins, because it's not chops. I guess, does the bone make it a chop? I don't know. And I realized I still had these dishes in the sink. Either way, let me tell you guys something. I guess maybe one of these days I'll do a tour. I just never really felt the need to do a tour. I just always thought that, you know what I'm saying, it was obvious that, oh wait, look, she's no longer in the car. So anyway, maybe one day I'll do a tour. I don't know, but I know today that we are in the kitchen. And I'm washing dishes, but I'm soon done. I'm about to just wash out this little pot here. Wipe off the stove or whatever. So bear with me during the video. I might move the camera and stuff. Oh crap. Anyway, so I woke up and I was like, yeah, let me just go downstairs and eat the little food I had made from a couple days ago. But also too, I just really wanted to like stop and think and just recalibrate. For those of you that might have watched my previous upload, it has since been deleted, and for a few reasons. I had a friend of mine, and she's a lovely lady, very lovely lady. I had a friend of mine basically tell me to tighten up in so many words. Like, you're getting mad at someone, or you're getting mad at something out of a position of you feeling like you were betrayed, right? Girl code was broken, all these things. But at the end of the day, don't let that have you stoop to their level, right? And keep in mind, this person is older than me, and I reckon them to be, or I would consider them to be rather, very wise counsel. You see what I'm saying? So I thought about it, and I'm just like, you know what? That's true. Despite how I like to spray a little bleach on myself. Gotta have them squeaky clean dishes. I hate doing dishes. I'm not gonna hold you. I cannot stand doing dishes, but living alone, if I don't clean, it don't get cleaned. If I don't wash dishes, it don't get washed. And if I don't cook, I don't eat. Anywho, I was just very grateful for that, for someone talking sense into me and reminding me of why I need to not only safeguard my mind, safeguard my family, and safeguard my peace. Because at the end of the day, my mother always taught me, she said, Aniki, don't ever look like what you're going through. You get what I'm saying? And I promise you, I didn't just get this weight overnight. And two, it's what, 1:19 a.m. my time, wherever you all are, 1:19 a.m. I didn't look like this overnight. I look like this because baby, I eat. I eat. But nonetheless, I'm gonna say thank you to my friend telling me to pray for my loved ones. Pray for my family. Pray for myself, my peace. Pray for forgiveness. We went over a number of things. Remaining humble, not being boastful. And that's what really got me, because I for a fact know in my previous videos I've mentioned I didn't get me here. God did everything. And why would I really want to boast and puff out my chest? Because I may feel like I have it to prove or have it to show. Whether I have it to prove or show, it's seen. Why state the obvious? What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Those of you that truly care and know, they know. Like my friend, she knows how she spoke to me and reminded me of why am I casting my pearls to swine. She knows because she's watched me. She's watched me go from the shelter to being in my own place, to smiling instead of crying every day, to just she's watched me. And I really can say at the end of the day, why am I so mad? As I mentioned in my last video, for someone using my sound clip when this is a public platform. If they want to watch, let them watch. If I didn't want anyone to watch or take bits of whatever I was saying, I shouldn't have said it, right? I shouldn't put it on a public platform. But not only that, I'd like to take a moment to just say I feel so flattered. I never really realized how much of a trendsetter, I don't even use that word, I don't talk like that, or how much of a leader. I always knew when I was a leader. I always knew that. My background is assistant management. I am a stay-at-home mom now, yes. Financially, my needs are met. Emotionally, physically, my needs are met. Spiritually, my needs are met. I actually truly get to be, enjoy the joys of being a mom. All of the things that I felt as if I was previously robbed of before, as mentioned in my last videos, I don't know which one. But I get to truly, the Lord has repaid me in that regard. Most definitely, for sure. He's definitely repaid me. Because I get to just wake up every day and live. I remember telling my friend a long time ago, or a few months ago rather, when I moved in, essentially, I never truly realized how, what did I say? I said I never truly realized how chaotic struggling was. I never truly realized how chaotic survival mode was until I moved into my place, right? And I remember calling the property manager crying because I didn't know how to work a thermostat. I think I even mentioned something like that in my last video. Not crying, I laughed and I said, I don't know how to work this, Mr. Sir. How you do this? But on the back end, like obviously when I'm not on camera and I wasn't on the phone with Mr. Sir, the property manager, I was crying because I'm just like, my God, I've been homeless in my car for so long. I've bounced around from place to place for so long that when you finally put me in a position of I'm no longer surviving, where am I going to get this from? Where am I going to get that from? Trying to scratch a dollar, make $1 out of 15 cents. Like when I was finally delivered out of my lack season and brought into my land flowing with milk and honey, essentially a season of abundance, an overflow of provision, an overflow of supernatural favor, I never realized how soft and easy this life is. Of course, I do have a boss. I have an HR. I have team lead, supervisor, manager, and she's only 4 months. I have to wake up anytime at her beck and call and take care of her. But you know what? That's the mother's job. And it's not that I've never done it for my other kids. It's just that I just don't have custody of them right now. The beautiful part about the trial and the tribulation of my life is the same way I was praying for restoration with my stability, I prayed for my mom, and now I have a mom the same mom that I might have mentioned in my previous videos was doing this and doing that and made me feel this way and yada yada. I mean, yeah, sure, all of that could be true. However, feelings are quite fleeting. What are the facts? Fact is, I was a terrible daughter. The fact is, I lost custody of my children by default. I was going through the situation with the court system at the time, back in 2019, because my child's father, my son's dad, punched me in the eye, and criminal case got involved. But I was also going through the back end with the family case. So me being flown from Florida, from New York, back in 2019 to Florida for the criminal case, because I was obviously his charge was domestic violence by strangulation, and he was still fighting that whole part. But that was also the same day of my family case with my kids, and because I didn't show up, though it was on the same day, literally at the same time in the same courtroom, just on different floors of the courtroom in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. When I started going, when the case became open the first time, they mentioned to me, if you miss a court date, you don't show, you lose your children by default. So that's essentially how that had come about. I never signed my custody away and said to the court system, hey, I can't handle my kids and I don't want them. No, that's not how that happened. I lost my custody by default because the state of Florida is very crooked. Whereby in Georgia, the things that recently occurred, just literally as soon as I had given birth, it didn't stick. It didn't stick because what findings are there, what proof is there, and then not only that, what's your track record? I don't abuse kids. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't neglect my pregnancy. You get what I'm saying? Like I keep up to date with my pregnancy care. Like I'm overly attentive when it comes to my being pregnant and thereafter. So, like I said, I just realized that things happen in life because they're supposed to happen. And it's not necessarily to hurt us, but it can, in time, be used to help us. I did learn a lesson. As much as I love all my 6 kids and I love my mom and all these things, let me tell you something. God already knew. And my little 2-bedroom here, and it's not low, that's not me downplaying my blessing. Definitely spacious in here. But me in my 2-bedroom with my 6 children and a newborn, that's not something I probably would have been able to handle emotionally as well as mentally at this time. But that's not to say that things will change in the future. I love the fact that I'm able to actually get on the phone. My mom just called me last night and I was able to talk to her for a bit. And then I also texted her when I noticed it was snowing. And she said, send me a picture. We're able to have these communications now. You know, I'm still talking to my daddy. I don't care how old I get. I'm going to be his baby. Yeah, I still call my dad daddy. I don't know. Sometimes I call him dad, but I usually call my dad daddy, my father daddy. That's my daddy. Anyway, but yeah, basically I'm just saying, like, God has the ability to restore if you let him. And as much as I have kicked and fussed and put up a fight for him to really want to just do it in my life, I basically was in my own way. Yes, sir. So anyway, I'm just here and I'm looking at how he really has blessed me. Like, I'm hungry. Baby, let me tell you, Malophibic. I made a video when I first moved in and I was talking about how all of my baking goods I had to like throw away and stuff like that when I was doing laundry that day because some shampoo had spilled out on my stuff. And I remember feeling like, you know, I have to keep throwing stuff away. I gotta keep throwing the stuff away. But I'm just also looking at the fact of how everything was already given back to me, rather. Everything was already given back to me. All my baking goods. I would love to. Let me see if I can show you guys. Because I'm just so grateful to God. Like, okay, so don't come for me in the comments if you do decide to comment. But this table here, I like to call it my table of overflow. And truthfully, it's because this is an older type of place. Like the structure of it. It's old, right? But that's what I love about it, because it has character. Like the walls creak when you walk, and I can hear my neighbors walking. Even though it's a townhome, like the way it's designed, I can still hear my neighbors. But nonetheless, and then the cabinet space is not very large. So, and I'll get to that in a second. But when I first moved in, my aunt had given me this table. She had given me this recliner here, and then I later got some stuff donated as far as furniture and stuff. And my housing advocate bought me that beautiful vase. I don't know if you can see it, that beautiful vase right here with this palm leaf. Very symbolic to me in a spiritual sense. But nonetheless, this is my table. In this box here, this is what my aunt had bought me initially. Can you guys see? In this box here is like glasses and mason jars. I have one in the kitchen, well, one larger than this, which is like this one that I use for sugar. This is my cup from the hospital. Just all this stuff. Can you guys see? All this stuff. All of this stuff is like brand new. And here go, what I'm trying to show you guys is like my baking stuff. I got it all back. And more. Like, look at all this stuff. Look at this. I got so much stuff in here. So much stuff. Knives and... You see what I'm saying? This is a sponge. Like, it's so much stuff in here. These are diapers. Like, it's an overflow. That's why I call it my table of overflow. Like... Can you see? It's an overflow. Like in this, more utensils. Nice cutting set. Can you see? These are all clean. I washed and folded all of these. These are all like towels and pot holders. And I mean, all this stuff, man. All these cups. Oh, this is from... I'm Jamaican, babes. I go take something and I go wash it out. Good container. So yeah, that's what that is. Like, look. All these cups. Do you see? Like, all this stuff. And I've only been here 2 months now. Well, wait a second. The 19th just recently passed. So I've been here officially 60 days, 90 days. All this stuff. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Oh. Where is it? 100. Like, look at this. It's all this stuff, man. All this stuff. All this stuff. I'm going to turn the camera back around. I should have never got myself started. I don't have anywhere to put this stuff. Like, I remember when I first moved in, I'm like, damn, I think I need to give some stuff away. I don't have nowhere to put this stuff. My baby's can of formula. She is breastfed, but I got crazy cans of those. That little thing you saw me washing dishes with, I like to pour some from this and put it in there because I noticed I'm very heavy-handed. And I use excess because one time I went through one of these in like a month and that I shouldn't have done that. So I started to portion it out on that in that smaller one I had. Hand soap. I got 2 of these over here. 2 of these over here. formula. My baby is allergic to this kind. So if anybody would like some and is in the Georgia area, South side of Atlanta, look, like all this stuff, these are medical grade disinfectant wipes. Someone recently shipped this to me the other day. I have to wash dishes out. This beautiful vase. Somebody shipped these to me. This is my breast pump, my baby's probiotics. The hospital gave me this. Somebody shipped me these the other day. Like, dude. And then if I go over here to my table, I got this for Christmas. I always wanted a blender. Somebody brought me this, NutriBullet. This is another pan I like to, this was actually a pan that I had with sweet potato pie. Obviously, as you can see, I got a couple of them over here. Can you see? I got 4 over here. Let's just say, it's safe to say I ate a lot of sweet potato pie. I love pie. I love pie. So what? I love pie. But nonetheless, I kept them. I washed them and I kept them because it dropped in my spirit. You like baking that banana bread so much and that apple cinnamon butter bread? Save the pans. So that's what I would do. Like, look at all this stuff. My counter space is not that full. It's not that big. My cabinet space is not that big. Look at all this stuff. I have nowhere to put this stuff. I have nowhere to put all of this stuff. These are all the stuff that I make with my smoothies. Like, I have, look at this. Look at this. It's so much stuff. It's so much stuff. And that wasn't to like brag or boast, but it was more of a, if I am the one, God in this regard, that has blessed you with abundance of overflow, watch how you are with thinking you're giving me glory when in fact you're doing it out of selfish gain. And my friend helped me realize that by basically saying, humble yourself. If I have this zeal for Christ, I have this zest. I feel like I just have to tell people about what God did for me. I have to tell people. I have to tell people about what God did. And I think that is okay. Because I made a vow. I said, God, anybody that's willing to listen, I'm going to tell it all. I'm going to tell it all. But I also am in full agreement with my friend. There's a way of how you're going about doing it. And your delivery matters. What you say can get lost, in fact, based on your delivery. So me showing you guys all of that is just a reminder. Even doing that, I've never done that on this channel, obviously, at all. And I've been here for, what, 90 days now? But even just doing that was another reminder. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and all these things will be granted to you. I couldn't make, here's case in point, I couldn't make my furniture bank appointment November 12th. And I was disappointed because they didn't have, the facility didn't have transportation, they didn't have funds for Uber or Lyft. Obviously, I don't have a car right now, and I had no one to call to take me down into Atlanta, because I'm on the south side, to take me into the city of Atlanta, which was on the west side, and help me pick up my furniture. And I'm talking about, it would have been like, I want this, and they would have delivered the next day, right? And I remember feeling discouraged, and it dropped in my spirit, read the email. So I went back and I read the email, and I'm reading all the options. Furniture Bank 1, they don't reschedule. Your date is your date. If you can't make your appointment because they don't reschedule, you can send someone in your place. If you don't have anyone in your place, then you can have staff pick out things for you and they'll deliver it the next day. Stamped, sealed, approved. I said, okay. I saw the email. I reached out to my housing advocate and I let her know. I said, ma'am, I don't have a way to get there. She says, all right, well, I said, can you please let them know to please have staff pick out something for me? She says, I already told them. I remember getting off my email or whatever, and I sat in silence. And not only was I thankful, because mind you, when I got here, all I had was the recliners that my aunt gave me the table that the overflow of stuff is on. She gave me 95% of the stuff that was on that table. 95%, right? But anyway, I prayed and I just started to give thanks. Thank you, God. I started to thank him in advance. Thank you for my beautiful this. Thank you for my beautiful that. Thank you for my furniture. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm being very specific. And I said, when it came down to the couch, right? I said, Lord. I said, I trust you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm just getting my food out. I made some smothered pork loins. I said, Lord, I trust you. And I'm coming back to you because not only did you place me here, you've set me up for the entire year, right? The facility pays the rent, but they don't pay my amenities. Any little small fees or my utilities, Wi-Fi, electricity, they don't pay none of that. But not only is my rent taken care of by the grace of God, but my light bill, my Wi-Fi bill, any little small thing, like all of my shipments that have been coming in, all of that has been blessed upon me. My friend, she stopped by and she had dinner with me when a certain situation had happened recently, and she sat and we ate. She bought me this broom, right? She bought this beautiful Christmas outfit for the baby, which later the baby was actually able to wear because here in my complex, there was a Christmas party. So the baby was actually able to utilize the outfit. And all I'm thinking about is God allowed her to come right on time. Everything I've prayed for came right on time. So nonetheless, I'm praying to God again. And I'm saying, God, I would love like a dark couch. Mind you, I'm thanking him. But then I made a small petition, a small request onto him. I said, Lord, I can't make my appointment. I said, but I trust you, Lord. I said, you brought me here, so I know you're not going to leave me high and dry. But if I may, Lord, I would love just like a dark colored couch, or just some type of brown couch, but I'm preferring burgundy, right? Or like a red couch. And when they came the very next day to deliver my furniture, they said, we tried to call you. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm here. But when I looked at the paper that I had to sign, addressing the fact that, yes, they did come and deliver the furniture, they had a wrong phone number. But nonetheless, what's for you will always be for you because they knocked on my door. Let me scan that bag. I love it, plastic bag game. I use for everything, whatever. So, and they backed up that box truck on the grass, and they lifted up the door. It was huge, because they had other deliveries to make. And I'm looking inside, and my stuff is right in front, and they had stickers marked. So my stuff that was to be delivered, I was the first delivery at the time, and it was the numbers on my furniture that was being delivered was number 1. And they had until from between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to deliver my stuff, and they came around 10 or 12. They came very early. And they opened the door to the box truck, and I said, is that for me? He said, yes, ma'am. 2 black guys. I said, I saw the beds and everything. I wasn't fazed by that because I already knew I was getting a bed, and I'm talking about brand spanking new, plastic still on it. My baby is 4 months, but she got a twin size bed, but the facility also gave me a bed for her. So I just have I have her room set up as a spare bedroom, but it's just like made up, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody's in it because she won't get out of my bed. But nonetheless, I noticed the couch. I said, is that for me? They said, yes, ma'am. Look at the couch. Look at the couch. And guess what? It's suede. God. That's God. That's God. And then, of course, I didn't have a table. They delivered me this table, brand new. And then these chairs. Look at the color. That's why the Bible says, with thanksgiving, make your petition and your requests known unto him. You don't think God cares about you? You don't think he cares about his children? Listen, he gives good gifts to his children. All I simply prayed for was, thank you, Lord. Or the words I prayed unto him, thank you, Lord, for how you've blessed me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Father, if I may make a small request, but also want to look a red, coach. Something dark, red or chocolate, because I couldn't understand how to go about fixing up in here, because the cabinets are gray. Like, all of the decor is gray. But my recliners are gray and my floor mats are gray. And again, my aunt gave me 95% of my provision in here when I first moved in. My cousin, her daughter, met me here, and the property manager let them in. Well, it was about, the unit was already open, and they came and delivered stuff, dropped off. When I came from the facility via Uber with whatever I had, because I ended up packing up most of it and sent it by my cousin Taylor, and she drove down. So they drove all the way from, my cousin and my aunt drove all the way from Alpharetta to come to help me down here on the south side. And long story short, everything was just, my needs are already met. If God is saying he's taking you into your promised land, you don't have to worry about nothing. But it is your job to be humble, to be grateful, to be fervent for him. That means, fervent and have a reverence for him. Basically still saying you're supposed to have a certain level of fear for the Lord. And that's mainly why I took that video down, because of what my friend was reminding me, but also too, I have more fear in the Lord than I do anybody's, whatever they're saying to me, or this is going to happen, or the outcome of whatever, because I don't want God to take his hand off of me. I don't want God to take his spirit from me. And the one thing I love about God is he still gives opportunity for us, his children, to